In this video, we are going to find the employees who are directly or indirectly reports to CEO. Hello, this is Jagan from Grow with Data. I am posting this video to share my knowledge in SQL with you. If this assists you in your interview preparation anyways, I will be happy. Welcome to the 47th video of our Advanced SQL 50 interview question series. We have different topics to cover, and in this topic, we will be covering the topics related to CTE and Windows function. This video will be tagged in Advanced SQL 50 questions playlist, and the code we discuss in this video will be uploaded to the GitHub. The link for the GitHub page will be in the video description part. Now let's see the data set and you can talk about the question in detail. So we are given a table employees which got the employee ID, the employee's name and the manager who they are reporting to. Let's create the table. So if you see this table, we have employee 1 who is the CEO and employee 3 reports to the same person. That means Alice don't have a reportee, so he might be one of the top executives, and Bob reports to CEO. So what they are asking us to do is we have to find the employees who directly or indirectly reports to the CEO. If you see here, so this person is a CEO, so we can ignore this. And if you come to Alice, Alice reports the same employee ID. That means this employee is one of the executives, so we don't have to consider. And Bob reports to the manager 1 who is the CEO, so we need this. And if you see here, employee 77 Robert also reports to CEO. And if you see 2 and 77, so 2 is a manager for Daniel, so we need Daniel, and nobody else reports to Bob. And 77 is Robert, nobody reports to Robert. So we have 4 employees, 4 and 7. Okay, 7 reports to Daniel, so we have to bring Daniel also here. So all other 3 are related to Alice. So Alice and John reports to Alice, Angela reports to John. So these 3 are not required. But if you see this 4, right, they are all related to CEO directly or indirectly. Right? So Louis reports to Daniel, Daniel reports to Bob, Bob reports to the CEO, and Robert again directly reports to the CEO. So the expected output is going to be the employee ID and the employee name who directly or indirectly reports to the CEO, who are Bob, Robert, Daniel, and Louis. So how to get this information? Since we have a small data set, we assume the hierarchy will be in 3 layers. Okay? So it won't go beyond 3 layers. That will be the first assumption we can consider. So with that assumption, we can use a subquery and we track it. So once we have a defined layers, like only 3 layers we have to find, then we can use a subquery. But if there are like 5 or 6 layers, right, then how will you do it? That we will be addressing using the recursive SQL. Let's start with the basic subquery. So approach 1 using a subquery. So first we have to find who is the top executive. Consider CEO is 1. So I am going to start with that. Select from employee, employees, where manager ID equal to 1. So if I say manager ID equal to 1, that points to the CEO, and I don't want the CEO to shown in the report, and manager ID not equal to employee ID. So if I give manager not equal to employee ID, then the CEO will be eliminated, right? So if I say select employee ID and employee name, let's see if this is going to work. Employee ID and employee name. So I'm getting the columns I need the select statement. If I run this, I get manager ID equal to Bob and Robert. Bob, okay, here you go. Bob and Robert, the manager ID is 1. Right? So I am getting these two employees. Now consider this as the first set. Right? So I say with level S. So this will get me the first level of all the employees who reports to the CEO, right? With the manager ID equal to 1, this will get the CEO related managers. And then I am going to say select same employee information from the employee table. You can say A. So A dot employee ID, A dot name. So here I am going to join the first level of information, right? So B on these employees, right? So B dot the employee ID. These guys should be the manager ID for the second level. So first for this I will get Bob and Robert, and second I'll say this manager ID should be 277, which is going to match with the second level of employees. So if I run this, I will get Daniel. So Daniel is the second level of information who reports to Bob. If I want to go with the next third level, then I will say this is second level. I can close here, and I'm going to start with the third city. Select same thing, get all the employee information, and then you join with the second level of employees who are the managers. Say B, same condition. So this second level brought up Daniel, right? So now I see for Daniel who are all the employees who reports. So here the manager ID is going to be 4. Run this, I'll get Louis, the last one. So this third level will bring Louis. After that, there is no hierarchy. Since we have assumption, only 3 layers are existing. So we got all the 3. But the last one brings only the third layer. So how will I get the 4 and 22 and 77, right? So for that, what I do, I just do a union all, select star from second level, union all, select star from the first level. So this will bring 4, this will bring, sorry, this main one, right? The first one bring 4 or 7, sorry, this one will bring 7. So the main first one 7, and this one will bring 4, and the first level will bring 2 and 77. If I run this, I got this 7, 4, 2 and 77. That's what they expected, right? 7, 4, 77 and 2. So we got it. So how we achieved it? First we get the first layer or first reporting layer where everybody reports to the CEO, and we make sure we ignore the CEO's record because we just want to know who reports to the CEO. We should not bring the same CEO's name to it. After I get 2 and 77 who directly reports to the CEO, I consider that as a manager ID and get all the employees who reports to 2 and 77. So once I get the second layer, I use those employees and say for them as a manager ID, who are all the employees who reports to this second level of employees. So I get the third level, and I'm just combining first, second, and third in the union statement. So I got the whole structure of who's reporting directly and indirectly. Right? This is directly CTLY, and from here it's going to be indirect, and the final is also indirect. Right? TLY, just to keep it standard. So directly we find 2 employees, and then indirectly we find 2 employees. So the expected result is good. But if you say 4 or 5 layers are going to be there, right? So if Robert and Bob are reporting to CEO, and then Daniel, and then Louise. If somebody reports to Louise, then you have to add one more. Right? So the SQL is going to be extended, which is not a scalable approach. So how will you address this? For that, we are going to use something called recursive function. First, we start with the basic step. Get the employee ID and the employee name from the employee part, where the manager ID equal to 1 and the manager ID not equal to the employee ID. So this way we find all the employee ID from employees where. So we find all the employees who directly reports to CEO, right? So this SQL is good. Now I have to get this employees and we connect with the manager and employee. So how will I do that? For that, there's a keyword which we talked about in a previous video, like 1 or 2 videos we talked about the recursive. So we are going to use the keyword with recursive as. So this is the keyword. This one is right. Okay. First level. So we just use the word recursive, and same like the CTE table. You keep this one, right? And within this, we are going to call the same CTE function, right? So I'm going to say same select this employee table. We give alias name a dot employee, a dot name from employee A, inner join this CTE table, the recursive CTE table, right? Oops. So I'm using the recursive CTE table, say B, same like the employee ID equal to, sorry, there's a connection, yeah, the employee ID equal to manager ID. So the employee ID is going to be from the main table. This employee ID should match with this employee table's manager ID. So B dot employee ID is equal to A dot manager ID. Right? So what happens? This second one is going to trigger based on the first output, and again it's going to repeat. So this is going to be the endless part. Now at the end, I am just going to say select star from, first level. We just call the CTE table. So we don't have to do the steps 2 and 3 level of step. We just use the recursive function and call the same CTE table. So it will just get the loop within. And if you run this, you get the same result. So there is no restriction for how many layers we have to look for. We go through the whole data set and make sure you complete all the references where the manager somehow connects with the CEO. Right? So this is called the recursive part, and only main thing is you have to use the keyword recursive and make sure you call the same CTE table within that CTE1 so that it triggers the SQL again and again and you get the result. So this is the recursive part. So if you want to practice this SQL, then the code will be in the GitHub. So if you go to the playlist, this will be tagged in advanced SQL 50 interview questions. Sorry. So this video will have a description part where you have the GitHub link here. So it will take you to the code base for that corresponding video. So if you go to the last one, employees report to CEO, right? So this one will have the CTE part and then the SQL 1 and 2, right? You can use this for your practice. If you want to join the WhatsApp channel, there is a link here. You can use this and join Growth Data WhatsApp channel. Hope you like this video and thanks for watching.